I'll be completely honest right now, I totally failed this project. So today's one day after my attempt at a fast, and the plan was a 3-day fast. Day 1, completely fasted, just water. Day 2, add some fats and proteins, and day 3, full keto. So the 3-day cycle was going to happen. I didn't have any reason why I wouldn't do it. There was no health concerns that I could think of, and I had nothing on the books that I'd need to be prepped for. And so it was a perfect window of time to actually commit to doing this 3-day fast. And so it all started great. I got a good weigh-in in the morning. Holding the camera, I was 161 point something, and then a little bit later I was 159 without holding the camera, so I didn't seem to be any lighter. So everything was going good. Obviously my energy levels were low, but nothing too crazy considering the fact that I didn't have any coffee in the morning, I didn't have any calories in the morning, and then I got through the day. I had a pretty okay workout. I didn't film myself doing anything, but I did end up filming my physique and how it looked. I just got home from a chest and shoulder workout and I'm feeling really tired. Usually my workouts are like an hour and a half or more. Sometimes they go as long as like a little over 2 hours, including stretching, warming up, and all that. But I'm definitely feeling really tired, and although I've been hydrating with the bottle of water that I made this morning, I definitely feel that my energy levels are a lot lower. Obviously I didn't have my usual breakfast of like 3 scrambled eggs, some spinach, some sauteed peppers and onions, and so I'm feeling pretty exhausted. But surprisingly, energy levels are higher than I would have expected had I skipped breakfast. I had stopped eating last night at like 10 o'clock. All the factors included, I would have expected to be a lot more tired. That is to say, I also didn't have coffee this morning. I still had the same alertness that I usually feel, although I definitely feel some brain fog, and I'm definitely less motivated to get to work today. Another thing I want to touch upon, although I didn't get clips of me working out at the gym, my workout was pretty weak. All the lifts felt a lot heavier. I definitely didn't feel like I warmed up as much, although I definitely felt tired, as if I had been really warmed up and I was getting into the tired stage of a workout, that I was waiting for that second wind, but it never came. And because I haven't eaten, I definitely didn't feel the same fullness in the muscles. I didn't feel that I looked as shredded or striated in the muscles, and especially in the shoulders and my forearms and biceps. I didn't feel like I had the same muscle fullness and also leanness that I usually did. It kind of looked a little flatter. Throughout the day, my energy levels, I was expecting a curve of energy starting here and then throughout the day kind of dipping and ebbing and flowing as my body started to eat up the glycogen reserves in my body so that I'd still have energy, and then eventually I'd switch into ketosis and actually just have my usual energy levels. And that just never happened. My energy was started here, like pretty solid, and then just downhill from there, which was kind of a bummer, but what can you expect from somebody as, I'm not going to toot my own horn, but as lean as me? So that being said, got through my workout, got through most of the day, kind of just lazy. So that being said, I got through my workout, got home, was kind of lazy throughout the day, helped around, moved some stuff around, did some physical labor around the house, but then around 4 o'clock is when I noticed my energy was like really low, like sickly low. And I ended up laying on the couch, and even that was just too exhausting. I started to feel sleepy, and I was like, okay, so there were some doubts in my mind of what I was planning on doing at that point. Should I add some fats, maybe get some bulletproof coffee in me, just something to maybe shake the feeling? But then when I visualized drinking a cup of buttered coffee, I felt like nauseous, and not in the nauseous of like, that doesn't sound appetizing, although people who haven't heard of bulletproof coffee might think that doesn't sound very good. Normal me thinks that sounds delicious, but in the moment I was just like, that sounds awful. So get to 4:30, stood up from the couch and felt very off balance, and I just really didn't feel good. So then I moved around the house to try to maybe shake the feeling, and didn't end up improving my overall feeling of myself. I felt super sickly, and so then at 4:45 started to cook some scrambled eggs and sauteed off some spinach, some scrambled eggs in a lot of coconut oil so that I'd maybe get some fats, proteins, and a little bit of fiber in me. And then immediately after eating that at 5 o'clock, I started eating at 5. I started to feel immensely better, and then throughout the night I just had a regular meal, a regular dinner like I would have had I not attempted to do this fast. So, plus sides of this little mini experiment. I did succeed in fasting for 19 hours straight, so I stopped consuming anything of caloric value at 10 o'clock the starting night, the night of the first video I made, and then I got all the way through until 5 p.m. On the fasting day. I don't think I'm going to continue doing any kind of calorie restriction other than my usual diet, which is I usually start eating my breakfast as early as like 9 or 10 o'clock, which is delayed as compared to some people, and then I stop eating at around 10 o'clock, and usually that last meal, I usually don't have too much desserts, so sometimes I'll have a little bit of something, but I try to avoid sugary food too late in the evening because I notice my sleep quality goes way down. So my major takeaway from this is that fasting isn't for everyone. I'm not going to prescribe fasting for myself in the future. Maybe if I have to, say having extreme Crohn symptoms, I might say, hey, I'm not going to eat because I physically can't, but feeling that sickly voluntarily, because I chose to not eat and I chose to basically feel this way, I just don't want to do that again. It was not worth it, and definitely having those low energy levels for the whole day and not really feeling productive. In a sense, what we eat should make us feel better, and not eating making me feel worse doesn't make any sense. So I'm probably gonna stick to my regular diet, which is pretty close to keto. From here on out, I probably won't try any future fasts. It's just not an experience that I want to recreate voluntarily, although I know Crohn's disease might force me to end up fasting. In the past, I've had as little as nothing over the course of a few days, so I've fasted in the past, and I think that the health benefits from it are definitely viable, but I just don't think it's an experience I want to recreate for myself. Earlier I had said that this was partially a test of my willpower and my desire to actually go through and see this through, and although I do feel like I let myself down, I don't think it was a willpower thing. I could have pushed through the discomfort, but I also would have been just laying around, and I don't like to waste my days, so I don't want to spend the day laying on my couch feeling miserable just so that I can say I got through a fast, because then I've just wasted the whole day. I ended up actually getting some work done on my laptop, which is what I was planning on doing in that mid-afternoon, but didn't have the energy to. I did that after I'd eaten, so I think that for me, since I already eat a very low carbohydrate diet anyway, that taking the food away completely and basically saying to my body, hey, you can't have any nutrients, and you've already depleted it because you had a killer chest and tricep workout or went on a run or whatever, like, that's just not healthy. You deplete the resources and don't replenish them, you're gonna get set up for not too great of a day, and so I'd rather not do that in the future. So it might work for other people, definitely didn't work for me. So I'm gonna say that this experiment was a bit of a failure, but other people are welcome to try it, and that an intermittent fasting or time-restricted eating is definitely viable, and that's what I end up doing. I don't eat for 10 hours, and then I have the opportunity to eat for the rest of the day, although in all reality, I really only eat on like a 16-8 schedule, because I really don't eat too late in the night, and usually I try to delay breakfast until right before my workout. Thank you for watching this failed attempt at a fast. I hope that some people have learned something from it. Maybe you say, hey, fasting isn't going to be for me, but I definitely think that any kind of messing around with your diet or messing around with your eating, you should definitely read all the literature and do all the research you need to feel comfortable about changing any component of your diet. I definitely think that there's benefits to experimentation and self-experimentation, because you can learn a lot about yourself doing that. So thank you for watching. Stay happy, stay healthy.